Hello friends and welcome to this video. We are with the fourth chapter of our subject digital image processing here. So this chapter is having the discussion with respect to the various image enhancement techniques where the enhancement we are going to carry out while working into the spatial domain. Right from the simplest techniques as like image negatives, power law transformations, we have seen the smoothing spatial type of the filters in these particular chapters, and also histogram equalization is one of the popular technique for carrying out image enhancement to work in spatial domain. Right from few of the previous videos, we are having hands-on practice into the MATLAB environment for various applications of image enhancement. So those were the topics as like the MATLAB program, image arithmetic, MATLAB program, alpha blending. Now in this current video, we are going to have MATLAB program developed for the purpose of zooming operation by the use of pixel replication. So let us begin with the topic to see how do we develop this particular MATLAB program and how we perform this onto the input image to see the zooming. So let us start with this topic. So here we start with our topic, the topic titled MATLAB program pixel replication for zooming operation here. So in this context, we are going to take a simplest aim here. So the aim will be write a MATLAB program for a zooming operation on input image using the pixel replication. So to look at this simplest aim, one thing is clear to mind that we are going to process one image. That image we are considering to be the input image. Already we have discussed the types of the images with .jpg format, with .tif format, with .png format, BMP format. So a similar kind of format, most possibly we will be dealing with .jpg type of the input image. And now coming to the point, what exactly is zooming operation? Zooming operation is something like holding a magnifying glass over the image so that a certain portion or the entire image plane will be having a magnified visualization to us. So that is nothing but the zooming operation. And what is the need that we are having zooming operation perform? To see the finer details into the image plane, we perform zooming operation here. So zooming operation is just having in the context of the size of the image to the original image. With the help of zoom in, simply we are going to have the output image obtained with more the size than that it was in the original case. Whereas when we are doing zoom out operation, so that time we obtained the output image which is small in size with respect to the size of the original image here. Mostly the zooming is zooming in to get the image with large size as compared to the earlier one here. So now there should be one zooming factor. So we should be performing this particular MATLAB programming while focusing on the zooming factor that we are going to take as input accepted from the command window of this particular MATLAB. And what should be that particular zooming factor? So initially we are going to take the zooming factor of integer type. I will demonstrate you how the zooming operation by the use of pixel replication for zooming factor to be integer, how do we perform. Next to that, we will follow another procedure with the help of which whatever the value of the zooming factor it may be a fraction, we will be able to perform zooming operation by the pixel replication onto the input image. So first of all, let us switch to the MATLAB environment. So here we have the MATLAB environment, and onto the desktop we have our current folder, current directory folder. In this current directory folder that is named as MATLAB, we have the input images as like you see autumn.tif, crow.jpg, deer.jpg, doe1.jpg, horse.jpg, myna.jpg. So these are the sample images we are going to process for zooming operation by using the pixel replication. So for writing the MATLAB script, we require the editor window. So let us have the untitled editor window, and as a usual practice, I am just writing the first line to be a comment line mentioning the purpose of this particular program. So a comment line is starting with the help of percentage sign here, and here I am mentioning it is a program of pixel replication for zooming operation. Zooming operation is to be performed on the image here, input image. So I just write program of pixel replication for zooming operation on image here. So to start the fresh execution of this MATLAB program, we will first of all like to have the command window with clear screen. We don't want any of the variables into the MATLAB workspace. Those remain because of the execution of the previous type of the programming here. And we will also like to close the unnecessary MATLAB windows. So with the help of CLC, clear and close all, we will be having the fresh execution of this MATLAB program here. Now we require the input so that we can perform the pixel replication for the zooming operation on that input image here. So let us modularize this MATLAB script here. I will just mention a comment line. So this is just to reading the input image to be zoomed here, to be zoomed in or zoomed out, that we shall see here. So as a usual practice, I will accept the input image from the current directory, that is the MATLAB folder that I have on the desktop, and I will hold that input image in this MATLAB environment with the help of capital A as a variable here. So very first of all, for reading the input image, I am going to make the use of MATLAB command imread. So here I write capital A is equal to imread within a pair of parentheses and a pair of single quotes inside. I shall be mentioning the name of the input image to be processed for zooming operation. So from the sample images, I select horse.jpg here, and at the end I will have the semicolon to end this syntax here. So this is our input image that we are going to zoom here. So first of all, let us save this much of the script. As this is our 37th program in the chapter number 4, I will just mention it to be program underscore 4 underscore 37. I will demonstrate in 3 parts. So I will have underscore 1 more to the extension here. And as the file extension we are talking about, .m is the by default file extension for MATLAB script that we are going to develop. So here I save the script. Now you see at the editor window tab, the same name has been generated, and the same name file you see that has been generated in the current folder here. So as I execute this much of the file, so by pressing the run here, you see the workspace earlier it was empty. Now there it is the variable with capital A as a label, and you see in the value section we have the dimension of that image 142 by 114 of the type uint8 here. So this way we have accepted the image here. In the command prompt, if I just write imshow capital A and hitting the enter, you see there it is a MATLAB figure popping out, and this is labeled as figure 1, and you see the horse image. So horse.jpg, this is the image that we have read in the MATLAB environment and we are going to process it here. So I just run it again. So with these three sentences, CLC, clear and close all, we are with having the fresh execution of this MATLAB program. So we have capital A to be the input image for processing of zooming operation here. Now for further programming purpose, I am just having the two variables small m and n defined. Those will hold the dimension of the input image. So with the help of size command, where the input is capital A, the input image to be zoomed here, we are having the dimensions generated here. So let us save this and execute this. So in the workspace you see small m to hold 142 and small n to hold 114 as the value here. So after getting the two variables generated holding the two dimensions here, now we start the exact zooming operation. So to modularize, I will provide a comment here. So this is zooming operation on image here. So I have discussed earlier also, for zooming purpose we have to set the zooming factor here. So let us have this value taken from the command window here. So for that purpose, what we are going to do, we are defining one variable capital Z that will accept this particular value as the input from the command window. So here it is the use of input command, and within a pair of parentheses and a pair of single quotes inside, I'm just writing the message to be printed on that command window. So here it is, enter the zooming factor, enter the zooming factor. So initially what we are considering, this zooming factor is the integer value here. So ending this MATLAB syntax line with the help of semicolon. Now the zooming operation we are going to do in parts. For that purpose we will be having the row wise operation and the column wise operation. Obviously the operation that we have selected here is pixel replication. So in order to modularize again, I will have this comment here. I write row wise pixel replication, row wise pixel replication. So for row wise pixel replication we are going to take the help of for loops here. So first of all, for the first for loop, I am going to have the index variable I that will vary starting with the value 1 up to small m, where small m is the dimension of the input image that we have here. So this is going to have the use of for loop for extracting each and every row of the input image. Now inside this for loop, I'm going to have definition of another for loop with the index variable small j that will also start at the value 1 and that will extend to the value small n, that is the another dimension of the input image. So inside these two for loops, what we can call the nested for loop, we are going to have the third and last for loop for this row wise pixel replication. And let us have the index variable defined to be small k that will again start at the value 1 and that will extend to the value z, which is the zooming factor that we have accepted from the command window. So to have the body of this for loops here, first of all I will write the end keywords. So as we have generated three for loops, I have written three end keywords here, and inside there we are going to develop a logic. So as we have the input image to be capital A here, after the row wise pixel replication performed here, let us hold the information with the variable capital B. So here the logic we develop capital B, within the parenthesis we have the first variable small I, comma, we have the second variable generated for row wise operation. Here we write within the parenthesis small j minus 1. In multiplication 2, the multiplication is shown with the help of the asterisk operation. We have the zooming factor capital Z added by the index variable k of the for looping here, and this capital B is assigned capital A of I comma G here. So this is what the operation we have performed inside the nested for loops, and we have ended this syntax with the help of semicolon here. Now after this row wise pixel replication performed by the use of 3 for loops, now we are going to have the column wise pixel replication. So for that purpose I just mentioned the comment line to separate out this much of part: column wise pixel replication. So here we are going to hold the image information that we have obtained from the above step of row wise replication, pixel replication, that it was the variable capital B, the output or the intermediate variable of the image you say. We are going to have the new name that we are going to utilize in this particular section, that it is capital C, and initially we gather the image information from the variable capital B here. Now here for the variable C to hold the intermediate image that we have processed in the above step here, we are again going to extract the dimensions here. Obviously they will be same, small m and n here. So here it is the MATLAB syntax size, and the input variable will be capital C here. And after this again we are going to make the use of 3 for loops for performing the column wise pixel replication here. So here it is the keyword for. We are having the index variable small I that is starting with the value 1 extending to the value small n. Inside the definition of this for loop we are having another for loop defined with the index variable j to hold the value 1, and iteratively it will be extending to the value small m. And therein inside we are having the last for loop for this task, that it is for the index variable is k, that is starting with the value 1 extending to the value capital Z, which is the zooming factor here. So the first loop is for extraction of each and every column. The second loop with the index variable j is equal to 1 to m, it is to extract each and every row. And the third loop inside nested loop is for controlling the number of replications here. So now with the help of the intermediate image variable defined capital C here, we are going to generate capital B as a variable here, and capital B within a pair of parentheses. What we are doing, we are having j minus 1, which is multiplied to the zooming factor capital Z added by, we have the variable small k comma I here. So you can notice the change what we have done in row wise pixel replication, the above part, and this one column wise pixel replication, and this is equated to C of, here we have j comma I here. Here we end with the help of semicolon, and as we have initiated 3 for loops, there should be the use of end keywords. So 3 times I am writing the end keyword. So we have performed the zooming operation by the use of pixel replication in 2 parts. First of all for row wise and then column wise here. So we have the output variable and the input variable as well. Now there it is a time to have display of the input and output images here. So here I just mention a comment, display of input and output images. So for display purpose, simply we are going to make the use of MATLAB syntax IamShow, where the input argument will be capital A, and to this MATLAB figure we are going to provide a title. So within the two parentheses beside the MATLAB keyword title here, there it is, a pair of single quotes to display the string thereupon. So here we are writing original image, the original image, that is the input image, to be zoomed here. By the next line, we are going to have a display of the output image. The first syntax I am show A is display of the input image. Next to that, as we will like to have a separate window generated for display of the output image, that is zoomed as per the zooming factor that we have provided from the command prompt here. So we will be making the use of figure as a keyword, and then the use of IMShow command, and this time we are providing the input argument to be the variable small b here. And as like the earlier case, here also we are going to provide a title to this MATLAB window. So within a pair of parentheses and a pair of single quotes, I shall be writing here zoomed image. This is the zoomed image or the output image here. Now here we are also providing the labeling here to the horizontal axis, that is usually called as the x-axis. Here we have the MATLAB command x label. Inside the parenthesis, here we are printing a line here. So this printing is done with the help of sprintf, and inside a pair of parentheses and a pair of single quotes here we are writing the message zooming factor. Zooming factor is, we are having the percent %g as the variable, and outside the single quote comma we provide, and z, capital Z, it was the variable to hold the zooming factor that we have accepted as input from the command window here. So this much of the script I just save and will try to run this particular program. So here we press run, and you see on the command window we have a message printed, enter the zooming factor, and there it is, the status waiting for input. So initially we will like to have the same image without any zooming effect here. That is why I am providing the zooming factor is equal to 1. So when zooming factor is equal to 1, we will be getting the output image the very same that it is the original image here. So as I hit enter, you see there are two MATLAB figure windows popped up here. Here I separate out them. So you see on the left hand side we have figure 1 displaying the original image, the horse.jpg, whereas figure 2, here it is another window, the same size horse.jpg, here we have obtained on this display. Here it is mentioned as we have provided the title zoomed image, and here we have the message printed zooming factor is 1 here. Now I will close these MATLAB windows and run this MATLAB program again. So this time I'm going to provide the integer value of zooming factor to be 2 here. So as I hit enter, you see again the MATLAB windows, two windows have been generated. On the left side it was the similar that we have used for the zooming factor 1. Here it is the original image, and now the output image, the zoomed image, you see with double the size here. So here we have zooming factor is equal to 2 at the bottom of this output image here. So as I go back to the program, run it again, it is again asking me enter the zooming factor. If I write the value 3 and hit enter, so you see here the output image, the output image is 3 times the input image here. So this is nothing but the zooming operation performed just by having the pixel replication of pixels. That means repeating the same intensity values of the pixels to the nearby as we scale the image as a signal on the required dimensions here. So with the repeated occurrences of the original pixels to the nearby, we can enhance the size dimension of the original image, and we obtain the zoomed image here. So this we have demonstrated for the horse.jpg. Let us select the different input here. I just close these two MATLAB windows here, and here we have accepted the input as a variable capital A by horse.jpg. So instead horse.jpg, if I write crow.jpg, crow jpg is the file extension, and you see crow.jpg is available in the current folder, so it should be available here. So I just save the changes and then I will run the program. So you see there it is, a similar message, enter the zooming factor. I just write the zooming factor initially equal to 1 here and hit enter. So you see the two MATLAB windows have got generated, and you see the original image and the zoomed image. Because of the zooming factor is 1, they are of the same size, they are one and the same. As I close this window and run this MATLAB program again and mention the zooming factor to be equal to the value 2 here and hitting enter, again we obtain the two MATLAB windows, but this time we have the output image with double the dimensions of the original image. Here it is, we have displayed zooming factor is equal to 2. Instead of the zooming factor is equal to 2, as we are accepting the integer values here, I just provide the value 5 and hit the enter here. Now you see the zoomed image and the original image on the left hand side here. The output image on the right hand side, you see 5 times in dimension as compared to the original image. Here it is mentioned zooming factor is 5 here. So instead of having the horse.jpg, we have the crow.jpg. Instead of the crow.jpg, if we are going to make the use of do1.jpg, just saving the changes to the MATLAB script and running this program again, it is asking us the zooming factor. Initially I just show you what is the size of the original image. So the zooming factor value I provide it to be equal to 1 and hit the enter. You see the two MATLAB windows with the identical image displayed here. Here it is the do1.jpg and zooming factor is equal to 1. As I close this and provide the zooming factor equal to 4, you see here it is the output window, 4 times the dimension of the original image here. Or as I close them, run it again, provide the zooming factor is equal to 6 and hitting the enter, you see the output window is a magnified version of the original image by 6 times. So this is the zooming operation by accepting the zooming factor as integer value. So this is the first part of the MATLAB program that we have performed, the zooming operation by the use of pixel replication here. So now after this part, we are going to discuss and also demonstrate the another methodology for carrying out the zooming operation performed by the use of pixel replication. In this methodology, we are going to opt the use of circular convolution between the input image and the another matrix that we are going to generate here. So for that purpose, what I do, I just make clear screen, clearing the variables and closing the unnecessary MATLAB windows, and we will like to have another editor window for development of this particular MATLAB program here. So I just mentioned the first line to be a comment line. Here it is, a program for pixel replication here. First of all, we shall demonstrate only the pixel replication, and then we will develop the third program where we shall see the zooming factor can be any value. It will be having a fraction after the decimal point here. So first of all, for the fresh execution of the program, CLC, then clear, then close all here. So now I will demonstrate you the pixel replication. See, in the MATLAB environment, whatever the signal we generate, that we treat to be a matrix here. And of course, matrix is a two-dimensional information that we have represented. in the same form here, whereas image also we can consider to be the matrix here. So first of all, what we shall do, we shall define the original image sample of the minimum order with the help of a matrix representation here. So I just write defining original image sample, and as usual let us take the variable capital A to hold up this particular information. Now we are not going to accept any sample image that is already there in the current directory, but we are trying to generate the binary image by assigning the 0 and 1 values to the variable capital A here. So of any dimension, by just manual assignment of the values, we can have the generation of the binary image here. The maximum intensity, generally for binary image we have only 0 or 1, and if we are moving to the grayscale image, we can have the pixel intensity varied in a certain range here. So for example, I'm having the integer 5 here, then 0. So 5 0 is the first row, then I have 0 0 as the second row. So now as I have a semicolon separating these two values from the another two, so it means the end of the row 1, there it is second row here. So as you can see here, it is 2 by 2 order matrix, and this we have assigned to the variable capital A. So first of all we shall save this. So as we have the second part of this particular program, I will write program 4 under program underscore 4 underscore 37 underscore 2, the second part. Dot m is the file extension here, and as I run this particular program, now you see in the workspace we have the value 5 comma 0 semicolon 0 0 generated here. In the command window, if I write capital A and hit enter, it will show you the matrix form. So first row you see 5 0, the second row you see 0 0 here. So let us consider this to be the original image sample that we have generated here, and let us demonstrate the pixel replication by the use of circular convolution operation here. Now for performing the convolution operation, we will require small h as a variable that is generated with all the values of ones for the same dimension as we have to perform convolution with the input operand, that it is capital A here. So as the order of the matrix is 2 here, with the help of MATLAB syntax ones, all the values will be equal to 1. H is simply most of the time the impulse response with the help of which we are performing the convolution operation here. So H is equal to ones in the bracket, small in the bracket we have provided 2 here. Now next, just mentioning a comment line for the exact operation for demonstration of the pixel replication by the use of circular convolution. I just write performing circular convolution. So now for performing the circular convolution, we are going to take the help from the transformed version of the capital A, the input image, and H here. So for the pixel replication, as we have only one value in this 2 by 2 order matrix with the value 5 here and rest of all are equal to 0, we are going to have replication of 5 at all the places. So expected output is 5 5 5 5 in both the rows here. So let us perform this with the help of the circular convolution, and for performing the circular convolution, mostly the circular convolution is performed by element wise multiplication of the two matrices when we are having the representation of the image information into the transform domain. Transform domain means the Fourier domain or the frequency domain here. So I hope you know better way the Fourier transformation. So here we are going to assign the Fourier information of the input image sample 5000 with the variable name capital A underscore small f here. So we are going to make the use of FFT2 MATLAB syntax for performing the forward Fourier transformation here, and we are providing capital A as the input argument to this MATLAB syntax. For the impulse function, we are having its transformed version denoted by h underscore f in small casing, and here also we are going to make the use of MATLAB syntax fft2, and the input argument is small h here, ending the syntax with the help of semicolon. Now we are going to perform the convolution. As we know, in the spatial domain, what we have, the simple multiplication, it is nothing but the convolution into the transform domain. And in the reverse way, what we have, multiplication into the transform domain, it is nothing but the convolution operation into the spatial domain here, or the time domain if you have a single dimension signal most of the time in the subject of signals and processing here. So here we are going to have the operation and the resultant to be holded by the variable capital C, where we are providing simple element wise multiplication between the transformed versions of the input image sample capital A and the impulse function denoted by small h here. So we are writing capital A underscore f. Dot multiplication can be shown with the help of, element wise multiplication can be shown with the help of dot asterisk here, and here I write h underscore f here, ending with the help of semicolon. Now we are generating the result of this particular convolution carried back to the spatial domain by the inverse Fourier transformation. For the purpose of carrying out inverse Fourier transformation, we are making the use of IFFT2 command. So FFT2 is the forward Fourier transformation that is taking us from spatial domain to the frequency domain. IFFT2 command is getting us back to the original domain here. Here the input argument is capital C here, ending the syntax with the help of C here. Let us save this MATLAB script and run it. Now in the workspace you see the variable capital A, the input image with the values 5000. I have already shown you by capital A and hitting enter on this command window. So this is the matrix. We wanted to replicate the value 5 in all the places here. So as we have taken the help of the methodology involving the circular convolution, we are having capital R as the resultant variable. Now as I write capital R and hit the enter, here we find both the rows with the replication of the value 5. So 5, 5, 5, 5. So now if we summarize the steps that we have carried in this particular methodology for performing the zooming operation by pixel replication, the step 1 will be simply 0 interlacing. The second one will be defining the impulse response again into the matrix form for the same dimensions as that of the input image to be zoomed here, and the step 3 will be performing the circular convolution between the input image and the impulse response matrix that we have denoted by H here. So this circular convolution involves few of the sub steps. The first sub step is to carry out the Fourier transformation of the input image. Second one is to carry out Fourier transformation of the impulse response. The third one is to perform element-wise multiplication between these frequency domain representations of the operands. And finally, the last substep is to carry out inverse Fourier transformation of whatever the result of the element-wise multiplication we have performed in the transform domain is to be carried out here. So this is what the simple procedure here. Now utilizing the same procedure for performing the zooming operation with the flexible value of the zooming factor, that means not only the integers, with the fractions also we can perform the zooming operation here. So we will like to have the another MATLAB editor window where we shall be performing this MATLAB program developed here. So I just mentioned the first line. This is a program for this is flexible zooming operation. Flexible zooming operation by using the pixel replication here. Pixel replication. So now we will like to clear the screen, and we will also like to clear the variables here. Next to that, closing the unnecessary MATLAB windows here, and then there it is a requirement of the image to be read as input image for performing the zooming operation. So I just write read the input image for zooming here. So as usual, I will take capital A as a variable, and with the help of IamRead syntax, I am assigning the image from the current folder. From the current folder, I will be selecting deer.jpg as the input image here. I will end the MATLAB syntax with the help of semicolon here, and let us run this much of the script here. First of all, we have to save it. So I will write this is a program underscore 4 underscore 37 underscore, this is the third part, .m is the file extension here. So as I run this, you see there it is clear command window, and the workspace we have only one variable capital A. For the deer.jpg we have 316 by 380 by 3. So this is the color image in .jpg format here. I will just visualize this with the help of IamShow syntax here. So here you see I maximize this MATLAB figure. So this MATLAB window is labeled as figure 1. You see a deer here. This is deer.jpg here. I go back to the MATLAB script here, and now we continue the MATLAB programming for carrying out flexible type of the zooming operation here. So as we have the color image here, first of all I will go to the grayscale level of the input image. So for that purpose, let us have the same variable to hold the grayscale information. So for getting color image in RGB form to the grayscale image form, that will be holding only one band, we will be having the MATLAB syntax into the use RGB to gray, GRAY. The input argument will be capital A again here. So as I write semicolon at the end, save this much of the script. Initially you see capital A to hold the dimension 316 by 380 by 3 bands here. So as I have done this, I save the changes and run it. You see there it is a single band, that is why this is simply 316 by 380 in the same data type uint 8 here. So after getting such type of the input image read into the MATLAB environment, let us start with the zooming operation here. So I just write zooming operation on image. So we require a zooming factor. Let us have capital Z as a variable to hold that zooming factor information we are accepting from the command window here. So I am making the use of input keyword within a pair of parentheses and a pair of single quotes. I just write a message, enter the zooming factor, enter the zooming factor colon space, and that it will use the value accepted here. Now with the help of the zooming factor capital Z, now for performing the flexible type of the zooming with the fractions also, not only the integer here, we are going to define the two variables here. Let us have NTR or the numerator type, we will be using it further, that is accepting the same value as Z. Then there it is DTR, initially it is having the variable value equal to 1 here. So next to that, as we want to perform the flexible type of the zooming operation, we need to have a conversion from decimal into the fraction. So let us perform this with the help of repeated multiplications here. So I just write converting decimal into fraction by repeated multiplication. So for that purpose we are going to make the use of while MATLAB syntax. Inside the parenthesis we put the condition. We have the variable ntr minus, we are selecting the list value of the variable ntr. So with the help of the floor command, and which is not equal to 0. So in that case the next steps will be executed. Here we shall be writing ntr is equal to, as we are carrying out the repeated multiplication, we are having ntr multiplied by 2 ending with the help of semicolon. Then dtr is equal to dtr asterisk 2 here ending with semicolon, and here we end the while statement here. Now as we have the input image holded up by the variable capital A, let us have the two variables defined. Those will hold the dimensional information of the input image here. So this is with the help of size MATLAB keyword here, and the input argument is equal to capital A here. Next to that we shall define another variable that is called as, that is with the name S1 here. So S1 is equal to NTR asterisk for multiplication with small m here. So we end this with the help of semicolon, and now we are generating another variable initially defined as holding all the values in the matrix form to be 0 here. The dimensions are capital S1 as we have defined earlier, and the second dimension is NTR multiplied by small n here. So let us have the exact generation of this particular variable for zooming purpose in flexible way by the use of for looping here. So let us have the first for loop defined with the index variable small I to start at the value 1 ranging to small m here. Inside this we are going to define another for loop with the index variable j to start at the value 1 extending to small n here, and inside we are defining small k as a variable that we can obtain by having multiplication of ntr with I minus 1 at the end semicolon. Another variable defined small l that we obtain by just multiplying the ntr variable with j minus 1 at the end semicolon. Now the variable re that it was initially having all the values 0 in the matrix dimension as specified by S1 and NTR multiplied by n times here. So here for RE we provide the dimensions inside the parenthesis k plus 1, k just now we have defined, comma L plus 1 here, and this is equal to capital A of I comma j here ending. Now we have to end both the for loops, that is why we are having the end keywords. Next to that we are assigning small I is equal to 1, and this is followed by the use of another while loop here. So while keyword and then having the condition in the parenthesis here. So we have the condition, the variable I less than or equal to, here we are having the variable capital S1 as defined earlier. So inside the body of this particular loop we are having j first of all with the value assigned equal to 1, and then use of another while loop defined inside. So this time we are having j less than or equal to the n times ntr. So ntr asterisk small n I am writing. Then defining the another new variable here that will initially hold all the values equal to 1 for the dimensions ntr comma ntr here. So it will be of the square type here, ending with the help of semicolon here. Now let us have the important phase of extracting the pixel matrix here. So I just mentioned here extracting the pixel matrix. So for that purpose we are making the use of for loops again. So this time it is small p as the index variable for this for loop, starting with the value 1 iterated to the value ntr. Next to that, inside we are going to nest another for loop here. So it will be having the index variable small q starting at 1 extending to, we are having this time again ntr here. So here we are defining one variable small c of the dimensions p comma q, that is equal to re of ij in the above step we have developed here. And then we have the addition of 1 to j variable here. So with the increasing values of the j, this looping will be there here. So let us first of all end the first inside for loop. Then we shall have the small I as a variable with the value as I plus 1, and then j with the value as j minus ntr here, and then using the end keyword for using ending of the for loop here. Now let us have the important step for performing the circular convolution operation that we have demonstrated into the second part of this video here. So I just mentioned to perform the circular convolution, and this circular convolution is performed by using the DFT, discrete Fourier transform, the forward one, and IDFT. This is the inverse discrete Fourier transformation here. So let us define the variable capital R to hold the information that we take by using IFFT2 command, the inverse Fourier transformation performed onto the circular convolution. We know for element wise multiplication we have dot asterisk operation for the transformed versions of the input operands here. One is the image and another is the impulse response here, or the impulse function you can say. So here inside the same line I am just going to mention FFT2 of the variable c from the above portion here, and dot asterisk, that is element wise multiplication with FFT2 of the small x that we have generated in the above step, at the end semicolon. Then we will be having the I variable I minus ntr here, ending with the help of semicolon. Further we are going to have generation of one interpolated matrix. I just mentioned here generation of interpolated matrix here. Interpolation, I hope better you know. In the process of interpolation, it is basically for increasing the sampling rate of the signal. This is a type we basically study in multi-rate DSPs here. So the replication of the zero values generally we have for the interpolation to increase the length of the discrete time signal here. Here we are having image as our signal here. So interpolation we are going to carry out. So for that purpose, let us make the use of for looping here. Index variable p starting with the value 1 extending to ntr here. Inside nesting another for loop with the index variable q again starting at 1 extending to ntr here. And there we define RE of I comma j, that is equal to capital R of P comma Q. Ending with the help of semicolon, let us incrementing the value of small j. So j is equal to j plus 1. Then using the end keyword, then let us have incrementing the value of small I by the value 1 in each and every iteration, and j is equal to j minus ntr here, and ending this outside for loop as well here. So both the for loops we have closed here. Now here we will have I is equal to I minus ntr, and j is equal to j added by ntr here, ending with the help of semicolon. Now we had the two while loops generated here, so let us end the inside while loop. Then we shall have I is equal to I plus ntr here, and at last ending the while loop. Now let us have another part in the MATLAB script here. So this is for checking the zooming factor that we have accepting from the command window here. So this is the zooming factor to be checked as integer or not, integer or not. So for that purpose we are making the use of if statement here. So inside the parenthesis I put the condition DTR greater than 1. Thereupon we develop the body of this if statement. So we will be having small m is equal to DTR. Then let us have the two dimensions to be holded up by P and Q for the size of the variable RE that we have developed earlier. Next to that, let us have capital A of the double type here, holding the information of the variable RE. Then let us make the use of for looping the index variable small I that starts at 1 to the round value of, for the round value we are making the use of ceil function. This is P divided by M here. Inside nesting another for loop with the index variable j to be initiated at 1 and to the round value of, here we are writing q divided by m here. So here inside we make the use of if condition. So within the parenthesis we are having the m multiplied by the variable I that is less than small p, then having the two conditions here we are having inside m multiplied by j, and that is less than small q variable here. So here we are having capital B of I comma j, that is equal to RE of, I am writing m multiplied to I comma m multiplied by the variable j here. For this if statement we are having the else part if the condition is not true. So here we are writing else part capital B of I comma j, and that will be equal to 0 here. Let us end this if else statement here. Let us end the two for loops by the use of end keywords here. Then we have the if statement open. So for that purpose let us have else part. The capital B will be equal to the variable RE with the image information, and let us end this one also. So we are having the capital B as a variable to hold up the zoomed image here. Now let us have the last module, that is display of the resultant result image here. So for display purpose, into the separate MATLAB windows, I'm going to make the use of figure as a command. It is just for the comparison to the different zooming factors we are accepting from the command window here. Let us display it with the help of IMShow. Input argument will be capital B of uint8 type here, uint8 here. So this is our MATLAB script. I just save the changes to program 4_37_3.m here. So as we have the input image, that is deer.jpg, I have shown you. Let us execute the program. So it is asking us enter the zooming factor. So initially I just provide you the value 1 here. As I hit the enter, you see there it is deer. On the command window we are having a matrix generated here, so I think I am missing a semicolon here. So as I provide the value 1, so it is showing us the deer.jpg here in the RGB form here. So I just keep this the original form of the input image to be zoomed here. Next to that, what I do, close all statement I just comment out, so that the same MATLAB figure will be available already. Now run this here. Now this time I am providing 0.25. So this is 1/4 of the original size. So here we have the MATLAB figure. Next to that, I run it again, this time 0.5. So here it is, the MATLAB figure 3 with half of the original dimensions. Running it with the value 1.5. So this particular dimension of the image is also we can generate. Executing this particular program with the zooming factor is equal to 2, that is expecting double the dimensions of the original image, we have performed this. So this was all there for the deer.jpg. We can also do it onto the another images, sample images, those are available into the current directory here. So this was MATLAB program 1, 2 and 3 parts for showing you the demonstration of zooming operation with the help of pixel replication here. So these are the various windows here. Getting back to what it was the aim we executed in this current video. So it was the aim, write a MATLAB program for zooming operation on the input image using the pixel replication, and now we are successful to accomplish this particular aim for the zooming factor to be the integer value or any value having a fraction after the decimal point as well here. So this was our topic, MATLAB program pixel replication for zooming, from the 4th chapter. By the next lecture we shall be staying into the same chapter for the subject digital image processing, and there it will be the topic MATLAB program thresholding operation. Thank you.